Welcome to Sharpen the Axe. Explore the bleeding edge of guitar and bass gear. Discover a sound uniquely your own and cut through the noise. With your hosts, Eric Lucero and Paul Berezetskyto.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Eric Lucero.
And Paul Berezetskyto.
Of Sharpen the Axe on EnterTalk Radio, powered by Pitbull Audio. How you doing, Paul?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right on. Glad to hear. Now, we've been trying to come up with something for this week's episode. We initially were going to have a guest, but that didn't exactly happen. So we thought, well, why not do a category of pedals for a certain range? We decided around $100. And Paul had a request of...
Well, my request was, I was like, why don't we do like maybe something like a Leslie pedal of a vibrato, rotary kind of thing? And Eric's like, sure. So he sends me a list of pedals, and it's, 6, and they're all rotary vibrato pedals. So be careful what you wish for. When it rains, it pours.
Absolutely, yeah. I thought, well, why not go completely bonkers with the vibrato-type sounds, and we have them all in front of us today.
Yes, today we present to you Eric's vibrato drawer.
Yep, that's what it is. Eric's vibrato drawer today and today only, until we have more vibratos to show off. But a quick explanation. A vibrato is in the modulation family for pedals, or for effects, I should say. It is pitch oscillation. That's all it is. Just wavers your pitch up and down. We have today with us, as Paul mentioned, 6. We have the TC Electronics Mini Shaker Vibrato, and that is our first budget entry. That is $99.99. Next, we have the TC Electronics Viscous Vibe, which is $129.99. The Nux Rotary. This is a rotary and polyoctave pedal right here. This one comes in at $129.99. The Malekko Heavy Industry Omicron Series Vibrato, and that is $140. The DigiTech Ventura Vibe, $149.95, and for 4 cents more, at $149.99, the Voodoo Lab Micro Vibe. Now, Paul, what made you think of vibratos and wanting them? Do you use them very often?
I don't. I've never really owned one. I've always liked the sound of like a Leslie kind of thing, and I've played around with a few pedal versions of them. Some were kind of cool, some were kind of...
Some were all right.
Some were all right. It's just, like I said, it was just a thought that popped into my head.
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to check out like 1 or 2 of them, but...
well, here's 3 times your dream right in front of you.
I think this says more about you than it does about me.
Right, perhaps. I'm actually more of a chorus fan. Usually if I use any kind of vibe sound, I'm taking whatever chorus I have available and just cranking the speed and depth. Yeah. And I never really got too much into vibrato pedals. So I figured, hey, why not? Why not check some of them out? And we went for a budget-friendly price point. So we have $99.99 to $149.99.
Well, first off, let's start with a stupid question.
Sure.
How would you define the difference between like a vibrato, a tremolo, and a rotary? Because they're all kind of similar-ish effects.
Yeah, they're all in that modulation family. So tremolo is amplitude, so it literally is the volume of your signal cutting in and out, and you can do harder wave shapes from a helicoptery sound and whatever speed you want.
Sharp cutoffs of the volume.
Yeah, and there's other kinds of things like harmonic tremolo, which is... You know, we're going to do a tremolo episode next, I guess, or at some point soon. But, tremolo is amplitude or volume, chopping in and out. Vibrato is pitch. And oddly enough, it was one of those old tricks that even though Fender says vibrato on their amps, it's actually tremolo.
Right, and I think that's partly where some of the confusion comes from, at least for me.
Yeah, I guess we have Leo Fender and Forrest White to blame for that.
You can think of it in terms of like a vibrato, like a whammy, where you're changing the actual pitch.
Exactly. And the last one you mentioned, the Rotary, or which the Uni-vibe pedals were trying to emulate, is actually like a Doppler effect.
A Doppler effect, exactly.
Yeah, the Leslie cabinets, or the way that Stevie Ray Vaughan got that sound in Cold Shots, the same thing, a rotating speaker, which those still exist. There's still Leslies around, and Motion Sound makes guitar cabs that are rotary. But the Rotary is a rotary cab simulator down to speed, and the Micro-vibe and Viscous vibe, which are Uni-vibe clones of different degrees. Those Uni-vibes were trying to imitate the sound of a Leslie cabinet in the 60s without having to haul one of those huge things around.
Now, how does that actually work when you're just going out of like one mono speaker without any kind of real-world Doppler effect? Any idea how they kind of create that or emulate that?
I'm sure there is ways via DSP, digital signal processing, which your Helix and heavy digital pedals all run on, to imitate that in ones and zeros. I'm told though, for a lot of the Uni-vibe stuff that's trying to do a Leslie sort of sound, it's actually closer related to phasers. Right. The way that they imitate that. So these two are more closely related to phaser than, say, some of the other vibe stuff we have.
And actually, one of my favorite pedals on my board is a simple small stone phaser from Electro Harmonics. And I think was it that pedal, or am I thinking of something else? I remember there's a pedal that was not a Leslie, and I found. Oh no, it wasn't that phaser. Okay, it was a Boss. It was
Boss?
It was a Boss phaser with like a bunch of knobs, and like the knobs within knobs. I think even had
concentrics.
Concentric
On this
knobs.
one.
And I remember I found I wasn't a big fan of that pedal, but I found this one spot where it sounded like a Leslie, and I was like, oh, this is it. And
that's
just abused it from there.
And it's a great way, actually. That's if you haven't really done any pedal tips or tricks really, aside from exploring the ones we have. But when I was a younger kid, that is how I was told to imitate a rotary cabinet, was with a phaser at certain speeds and depths. So it makes completely sense that
I found it
all the linkage.
Just tweaking with it. I had no idea that was a thing.
That's a great thing to come upon, right?
Yeah.
And just as another note for dirt, because the sound of a vibrato or Uni-vibe sounds pretty damn cool with some drive in it. I brought out of my personal collection the Fuzzrocious Rack King. It's basically like a Proco rap variant, but made beefier and with much more options. Made by Fuzzrocious, Ryan and his family out in New Jersey. They are rad people, and we needed dirt, and Fuzzrocious rules, so I brought it.
Cool looking pedal.
Right? Yeah. It's 2 different clippings on there. The filter, you can clip highs and lows differently. It's pretty damn cool dirt box.
Nice.
How about we roll right into it, right?
Let's dive in.
So let's start with the mini shaker here. So this is a small version. They have a version the size of this of the shaker. You got controls for depth, speed, and ramp. And the ramp is how long it takes to go from dry signal to where it is pitch shifted. Okay. Which, again, it's all these vibratos are, the exception of this guy, except for some other features we'll get into, are all part of the modulation family, specifically pitch shifting. So, how about we play some dry on yours? Hear what you sound like. And this is all of them at noon here.
All right. It's early in the game, but I gotta do it.
Of course. It's. I'm glad someone knew that song. I neglected to learn that before doing this. But it's a great little fly rig pedal, and it does the job. It does exactly what you need it to do. You've been a fan of TC Electronics stuff. I think you've had a couple of theirs through. Had you ever tried any of their vibrato stuff? No? Yeah. It's great and a good go-to. And for $99.99, that's pretty damn cool. Mind holding out some cords? Oh, so you have a question?
I see a little USB thing that
yeah.
you said about.
It's on both of these. The USB is for the tone prints, which is you can make them yourself or you can download from the online community at TC Electronics website. different different tone prints, they call them, different settings and patches, sort of, that you can upload onto these and have available. It's selectable right here, our tone print setting on the Viscous Vibe, and on
this
here.
One is just whatever one you load in there is what it'll do.
Yes, yeah. Cool. I believe this is, there's a tone print on here. If it has a USB, it must, right? Now, not too many of the other vibratos have the ramp control, so mine, playing some open E's, open A's, whatever. Turn up the depth. So you get a little bit more of that C6 sort of sound, turning that ramp up. It makes it more chorusy to me, and I like that sound. I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's kind of chorusy without giving it an 80s vibe necessarily.
Right. So yeah, you can slow this down to a chorus quite successfully. Now, since I brought it, why not give it a shot on with some drive on in there? And a lot of the keyboardists do that too. They would put a drive in between or drive the preamp sections they were running into their Leslie cabinets, and it was always a great sound. So, of course, it's going to sound good on guitar. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, an easy little fly rig pedal that does the trick and is inexpensive. Great pickup just to have a quick variety around.
Yeah.
Now, let's hop on to the next one here, the Viscous Vibe. This one here has 3 controls and a switch: intensity, volume, and speed on the big one up here. And then you have 3 settings: a chorus, the tone print, and the vibrato. So let's go to the vibrato side.
Now, do they come out of the box with just one tone print in there, or?
Yeah, and actually I was trying to even find which tone print it comes with. It didn't have a description of it. But let's hear yours again, nice and dry.
I don't know the rest.
Yeah.
Spacey pedal. I like it.
Yeah, right? Now, this actually is a recreation of a famous Japanese pedal, the Shinai Uni-vibe, that had a Japanese Uni-vibe clone from that original era that just gained its own cult status. And one thing I'm noticing right off the bat that I like about this is it has that sort of delayed speeding up and slowing down like a Rotary. So, like at its that's at its slowest. So there's that little delay in there, which is kind of cool. It would be great if this had an expression pedal in, because then you could just do that manually and have your own brake control. What's cool about this is it has stereo ins and outs, so if you want to split it between 2 amps.
Nice.
But yeah, it definitely has a little bit more of that. So it's pretty neat. It's, again, a thicker sound, even despite the intensity. You can draw it down, the intensity, but it is a more present sort of sound in the vibrato for this.
A little bit more of a tonal center to it, despite the kind of still the seasicky, warbly thing. It rings closer back to the original note, a little bit more. Not better, but in a more efficient way than the shaker. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, this has 3 other modes, so let's go up to the chorus. And I like my chorus slow and present, so... You want to take this one?
Yeah, sure. Turn up just a little intensity.
I thought you were going for What I Wouldn't Do for Love.
Oh, the Meatloaf song?
No, not Meatloaf. It's like a R&B jazz thing. I forgot who plays it.
I can't say I know that one. No, let's play some R&B jazz. So it's a very extreme chorus for what that is. Even then I have the intensity up.
That's what it was reminding me of.
I can't say I know that song. No, I'm going to have to look that up.
All right, forget it. Never mind.
Nope. It's a good song.
Just going off on tangents.
It's nothing wrong with that. How do you feel about that chorus?
I like it. Just...
Sounds like somewhere between a phaser and a chorus to me, a little bit.
It's interesting. There's a lot of like really nice organic warmth to it under all the effects.
Yeah.
I feel like it still gives you like enough of your dry signal that's...
And that's even with the intensity over noon. Yeah. If I draw it back a little...
Joining
Cheek soon?
I I just joined a new band, so there's all these tunes I have to learn, so they're all in my head, so that's what's going to come out.
Nice. Hey, play it out. Why not? Now, I had not figured out what the tone print was that comes with this, but let's just check it out.
Sounds good with the Strat.
Yeah. It's a very thick sound on that one. That one's even more phasery. Yeah. But again, you can take that tone print and you can upload something different if you like, make your own via TC Electronics website and their community there. But yeah, if where this can be a little more subtle and on the point for the pitch shifting vibrato, the Viscous vibe, as the name implies, is a thick, different animal for sure.
I like it. I really do.
Right? Yeah, and that phaser chorus is something different. I'm going to have to come back to that at some point. Now, a newer company that we've been carrying at Pitbull Audio is Nux, or Nux. I really should have found out what it's actually pronounced like.
It's Nukes.
Nukes. Is it really?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you had answers for me.
Yeah, you just say something with enough certainty. People believe you.
I say nothing with confidence, so I guess not in this case. But this is a Rotary with polyoctave. So this is the one that is more like a Leslie cabinet simulator. And just for shits and giggles, they have thrown in an octave up and octave down on top, right? Yeah, why not? So I got, let's set the fast pretty fast and slow pretty slow. You got controls for the drive, output level. This is the octave up and down and the on and off switch for throwing that circuit in. Slow and fast controls, bass horn volume, I'll mute that out, and balance. You have expression as well as stereo outputs, and you have a switch for going between fast and slow, and what's pretty neat is you have this indicator light up here that shows you where you're at.
Nice. Very cool.
I've been enjoying the strange sounds you can get out of this one in particular, and I just picked it up today. Let's...
And again, just to cover the basics if someone's not familiar with Leslie's. So the bass and the horn, the Leslie has a rotating speaker on the bottom and the top, and normally the lower goes slower and the top faster. Is that correct, or just kind of you set them independently?
You can. I think they both go at the same speed.
Same speed,
and
but one is lower.
Low,
tones,
yeah.
And one is highs.
Yeah, like if you mic one up, you have to go mic them separately. But yeah, lower horn.
But
upper
they
horn.
rotate on the same motor.
Yeah,
with the same speed.
I believe it's at the same speed. I don't know if it's two different motors. I've never done maintenance on one. That would be a rad project I would dive into.
As long as you don't have to lug it around.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully it'll just sit in my living room or something. But let's hear your dry. And then turning it on. I actually like the sound of it. With the drive, it's pretty neat. Now, one of the cooler features that I liked about this is adding in that octave. So
this is really like 3 pedals in one.
pretty much, right? Yeah, it definitely is.
An overdrive, an octave, and a rotary.
And one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is you turn in the octave and there's no dry signal. It's just the octave above or below. So add in the low.
Ah, wow.
It's not a good night when you just can't help but screw up a Queens of the Stone Age line over and over again.
So can you bring your regular signal in there too, or is it just doing?
It's just the octaves, so.
No, that's interesting.
But yeah, we turn these back down, and nothing. Now, just for shits and giggles, let's add in even more drive on this. You can get some weird synthy sounds out of this.
Yeah,
so
it
this
sounds synthy. You could get your John Lord on with this thing even too. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a cool, unexpected choice. Well, we got
we got to take a commercial break is what we got to do.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
know what
You understood me. We'll be back in just a minute.
This is Sharpen the Axe on EnterTalk Radio.
Powered by Pitbull Audio.
We'll be right back.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on EnterTalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Tracy Smith
and Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock right here on the EnterTalk Radio Network.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
SDP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all that. SilverTigerProduction.com.
Welcome to Sharpen the Axe. Explore the bleeding edge of guitar and bass gear. Discover a sound uniquely your own and cut through the noise. With your hosts, Eric Lucero and Paul Berezetsky.
If only I had some of my crazy delays around to just completely be obnoxious to our audience and just do that line in through the rest. But no, we're not doing that today, are we? No, I have to show off stuff today.
And now you don't get to play with any delays. Now that I know what you're going to do with them, you're just going to torpedo your own show.
I'm not allowed to play with anything that duplicates sound now on the show. So if any of y'all put out a great delay, I'm sorry. Only he can play with them now.
Yeah.
It's probably for the best. So moving on, next we got the Malekko Heavy Industry Vibrato from their Omicron series. And their Omicron series is all the little tiny guys like this. Their Reverb and the Spring Chicken, that's this size from them, are some of the most popular pedals from their line. And yeah, there's very little. Actually, I think pretty much everything that Malekko makes is pretty damn cool and awesome sounding. So let's set this guy at noon. Or you mess with that one all.
This is normally where you like to live, right?
Yeah, and
everything at 10?
Everything dimed and an expression pedal plugged in.
These get pretty crazy.
I kind of like it. It sounds like something spinning around in a trash can or in a washer that's on.
This is great. This is like something you'd hear in a Frank Zappa song.
Okay, I'll stop making annoying noise now.
That's pretty obnoxious.
Yeah.
But it's really cool the way it's voiced and just.
Yeah, it's definitely its own
character to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the shaker, it sounds kind of like a standard.
Yeah, like the Boss vibrato you would have found, and it's the common sound you expect to hear.
Yeah, kind of the go-to sound. This one is definitely a little bit off kilter.
Yeah, it's got its own ideas of what a vibrato should be.
Yeah. Really just two knobs, just a speed and a depth. There's not...
Yeah, it's simple. What more do you need?
Let's hear it with, what is it?
Oh, that's a higher gain, yeah.
The thing is insane. That's cool. I got the speed all the way down and the depth all the way up. I think the cops are after me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. And an ambulance is here.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely something that'd be cool for those who are looking for a super. You hear the self noise?
Yep.
Yeah. So it just generates so much, and now it's gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely something that if you're looking for something that's like 100% wet, thick sort of sound, for what I think is $140. Yeah, $140. That Vibrato in the Omicron series here is a rad choice, and it's not going to take up a ton of pedal board space like the mini shaker up here.
Yeah, and it doesn't quite sound like anything else.
Yeah, right? It's definitely its own idea, as you said, of what a vibrato should be. Oh, wow.
It's a little more tame.
Ooh, I like that.
See what happens when you stay at 9 o'clock like a normal human being?
Stay in the shallow end of the pool, Eric.
Yeah,
Don't go explore the deep end.
There's plenty of fun to be had.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit just on the edge on the pool steps with just the water up to here.
Just your feet dangling in the side of the pool.
Exactly, that's where we are right now. But you can still make I mean, it's almost chorusy. Yeah.
That sounded really cool.
In the shallow end of the pool.
That's really cool. Like I always respect pedals that, have a wide range where you could take them home to meet your parents at the lower settings, and then just batshit like mental institution
on the other side of it. Yeah.
And this thing seems to run the gamut.
Yeah. It just it took just some knob twisting to go. Oh crap! That's available there. That's a possibility. And I mean that is a pretty neat little chorusy sound at the bottom there. Let's get the intensity up, or depth, yeah. I'm not going to torture myself by trying to remember how to play Police songs. But yeah, that Malekko right there, great option. Space saving and $140. It's got its own character out of the Vibrato family here. Next, we got the DigiTech Ventura Vibe. This here has controls for the mix, speed, the depth, and this concentric pot. The outer pot is drive, the inside one is tone. And you have 3 modes of vibrato here, vintage, modern, and a rotary. So here, why don't you give this one a shot? We'll... Now check this out. Here's a cool feature.
Now where's is the drive coming from
yeah,
this pedal?
Yeah, from this one here. So Now check this out. Hold out a open chord of any kind.
Nice.
So you hold it down momentarily and let go of it, and it's the same as holding down the speed and brake on a Leslie cabinet, which you do across all three, which is a pretty neat, nice feature. Although I kind of faded out there at the end, but yeah. And kind of like the Viscous vibe, it had that sort of like the delay of a motor that's ramping up to where it's supposed to be and then slowing down, which is pretty cool. Let's try the modern vibratos. And lastly, the rotary setting. So let's turn that drive off. That's a pretty rad sounding rotary. I think that might be the most impressive out of the bunch for me. So this has stereo ins and outs as well, so you can definitely get a nice, cool spread with 2 amps across the sides of the stage. Yeah, pretty neat. I mean, DigiTech has definitely stepped it up over the last number of years to offer something different, and they've been killing it with pedals like the Ventura Vibe here. The Dirty Robot is another recent favorite of mine.
What is that one?
That one is a synth pedal and octave pedal. That'd be a fun episode that would trip you out, is all this synthy and octave stuff.
Let's do it.
One of these days. Now, well, we got tremolo then, and synth. We'll have plenty of good stuff coming up. But yeah, this is a pretty cool contender that's versatile and sounds pretty good. I mean, were you much of a DigiTech user ever?
No.
No?
I don't think I've ever owned one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's it seems everyone goes through a DigiTech nowadays. They've also resurrected like DoD and other brands like that and doing.
I've had DoDs.
Yeah, and now DoD is DigiTech, but still all the same great stuff.
Right, right.
Yeah, that is just a cool, neat sounding vibe.
Let's try Cold Shot for a second one
Yeah.
more time with this one.
Nice. That is a really neat
nice
feature.
ramp down right there.
Right? Yeah. It's easy to use. There's once you learn the taper up and down, you're like, oh, okay, I know when to hit it in.
Mm-hmm.
It is pretty cool, and for $149.95, it is still a budget-friendly option that's under $200. And
Pretty cool looking box too. Nice design.
yeah, right. Yeah, they've actually kind of nowadays this was a discussion amongst a crew right before we shot this, that every company has their own motifs and looks now, and DigiTech is carving out a pretty cool one for themselves here.
Cool. Yeah, one of the things about DigiTech in the past, I feel like they kind of had, like, all their pedals kind of had the same sort of design.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So this kind of looks like they're almost going in like a boutique design kind of direction.
Yeah. A little more noticeable, more unique and identifiable.
I wouldn't have thought that's a DigiTech by just looking at it.
Right? Yeah. Everyone knows the whammy. And God, what else have they done? Some good delays and multi-effects units in the past. But now they're heading for that boutique market and getting some unique individual stuff out there.
Did you ever own a DigiTech whammy?
Oh yeah.
You must have been crazy with that.
I love them. I've gone through I think 3 of them at this point, and I'm still looking to get one more. And if by chance anyone from DigiTech happens to see this,
hard to find these days?
oh no, not at all. There's the 5th generation whammy, which is the incarnation we all grew up with, or not the incarnation, but the latest incarnation of the one we grew up with. And then they have the DT, which has some momentary stuff on it. Well, we'll bring that in one day. That'll be a really neat episode with some pitch shifters and the guitar synthesis stuff and all of that. But yeah, you never owned a whammy?
No.
No?
No.
I think you would have fun with one.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid I would have too much fun with it.
You'd inject it into everything. Yeah, that's kind of one of the caveats you have to learn with it.
There's a
get
jam,
tasteful with it.
A pretty good jam band when I used to live on the East Coast, Brothers Past, that had the guy would bust it out in like almost every every solo.
He just made it his thing?
Yeah, he made it his thing, and he was really good at it. He really took it out with that. So, but I could see myself, if I had one of those things, I would just abuse the hell of it.
Yeah, and that is a tough lesson to learn, especially when you have an effect that's as overwhelming and as extreme as a whammy or bit crushing or anything that's
You gotta know
really unique.
when not to use it.
Exactly, yeah. When to.
When you see a lot of this in the audience, that means stop.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That means we want to hear you actually riff. We don't want to hear some effects. Well, let's hit up the last one we have that sells for $149.99, and this is, as Voodoo Labs themselves claim, an exact Uni-vibe copy, which, the one that started it all, really, aside from the Leslie cabinets.
Wish I knew how to play any Hendrix authentically.
I can't think of any songs I know from Hendrix that use the Uni-vibe, but you can always give it a shot. But you want to go first yet again on this?
So by exact copy, you mean they went and copied the circuits and Just the components and all that?
I'm assuming so. It's
just sonically as close as you can get to it?
That's hard to say, honestly, because, I don't know how to build these as much as I wish I did. And I wouldn't know how to, even if you put both schematics in front of me, I'd just go, they do the same, they sound the same, sure, why not? Mm-hmm. But this is, this name has been around for quite a while now, Voodoo Lab, and this is one of the ones I always remember seeing in the catalogs you get sent to your house. Always, Voodoo or Voodoo Lab, they make some crazy stuff. And now look at the world we're in now. But, pretty neat sounding. Definitely a thick sound. Yeah. Very milkshaky. Yeah, definitely a thick as hell sound. Dominates your sound. Even if you, let's hear you. So considering that both the Micro-Vibe here and Viscous Vibe here are Uni-vibe clones, how are you feeling about the differences between the two?
Let's hear this one again.
Yeah. In vibrato mode.
This one definitely sounds more pitch shifty. I guess more.
Really?
The intensity kind of similar on them?
Yeah, trying to hit somewhere in the same. Maybe a little more.
This one's definitely queasier.
Yeah.
I like them both for separate reasons. This one adds some more of its own tonality, it seems like.
Yeah.
Whereas this one kind of keeps your natural guitar tone and just kind of puts the effect on top of it. And,
yeah.
And it's a little queasier, like I said, but both very,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, similar animals, different species sort of thing. Yeah. And I like this one. It has the more body to it. Amongst the three vibes here, any that stood out to you?
Oh, this one for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely got that weird character that's unique to it and it alone. Although I think it's hard to call this because of the ramping features and the
this one's
varieties available.
More versatile. If depends on what you're going for. If you're going for versatility and usability, I would go with this. If you just want kind of originality and weirdness,
yeah,
I would go with the
Malekko Vibrato. Now, just because we can, let's turn all of them on.
You can do the honors. This is the bottomless pool. Yeah, okay, that's the answer. That's the answer. You must have all of them.
You can't even tell what pitch you're playing, really. It gets kind of caught in everything.
Yeah, that octave really helped.
Definitely an alien beaming down sort of feeling. But it's, I like... Oh, well, you ran out of time.
Yeah, time flies
when you're plugging in everything.
With 6 different vibrato pedals. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This is
Sharpen the Axe.
on EnterTalk Radio.
Powered by Pitbull Audio. I'm Eric Lucero.
And I'm Paul Berezetskyto. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on EnterTalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
This is Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. Come join me weekly on my journey through the music business as I take you behind the velvet rope, interviewing industry notables such as Al Di Meola, Michael McDonald, and Al Jarreau, to name but a few. Listen to their stories on being in the studios recording #1 hits and onto the stages throughout the globe. Allow me to be your music historian. You can hear me live every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time or 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com. Ready to get your groove on?